we're ready to start the main scenario again, but I learned that being as a red mage, I kind of don't like headgear, so how about we go on ahead and change that? Oh, I also got a haircut. So yeah, I don't get the quest from these two, I actually get it from someone outside. But yeah, I'm gonna go without headgear until I find something that actually looks decent. Promises kept. And this stream is just gonna be all the patch 3.4 main scenario quests. So I think the next time I get a story achievement, that's when we're gonna stop. Master Garrot, you are come at a most excellent time. An invitation from a truly preeminent personage was delivered to the manor a short while ago. Would that you have been present to receive it, but in any event. Sir Emeric de Borel, Lord Speaker of the House of Lords, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, and Viscount of House Borel, cordially invites Master Garrot to dine with him at his estate. So he's officially asking me out to dinner. You seem surprised. The messenger assured me that his lord had broached the subject with you at an earlier date when the arrangements for the peace conference were still being finalized. Yeah. Of course, the intervening moons afforded a little opportunity for leisure, but with the happy advent of peace, 'tis plain the Lord Commander sees no further cause for delay. What say you? I would, but I'm the foggiest what to wear. Any thoughts? You would ask me? Well, I'm sure that as a personal friend of Sir Emeric, you're at liberty to wear whatever you deem appropriate. That said, when in doubt, a man of note could do far worse than an alpine coat. At least, that's what Lord Emeralain has been heard to say. So, yeah, don't wear a coat. When you're ready, pray report to the astrologium. A man of House Burrell should be waiting there to escort you to the rest of the way. I've got to prepare for a date with Sir Emeric. I knew this day would come. I found out Enelazin was into tiny people. Rather, wants to be into anyway. Yeah, I think I'll be okay with just this. Actually, this kind of seems more appropriate for, clothing to wear instead of just ninja garb. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna be going in a, stylish Three Musketeers outfit. Greetings and well met, Master Garrot. I have the honor and privilege to serve as the head steward of House Burrell, though admittedly our staff is somewhat smaller than those of other noble families, being countable on one hand. My lord will be overjoyed to hear that you have accepted his invitation. As you will see, we have spared no expense. I dare say a man of action such as yourself enjoys nary a moment's respite. Aye, the battlefield beckons even now, I'm sure. But for this day, we bid you lay down your burdens and raise a glass to peace and prosperity. Oh, if I must. I have no ankles to shank at the moment, so I guess I can relax. Yes, these are my casual clothes. Shut up. Damn it.
To think the Moogles would prove such harsh taskmasters. Forgive me. I did not know you had suffered so in your quest for the horn.
Dinner by candlelight. And he's... Hope he doesn't give me the bedroom eyes.
I must say, your spirited accounts always come as a welcome change from the arid reports which fill my days.
It's not juice, so I don't care. Oh god, he ordered his manservant to spike the drink. I'll have to swap it with my own drink without anyone looking.
Though I have lived in these lands my entire life, to hear you speak of them, there is much and more I have yet to see. Truly, yours was a marvelous journey.
Well, I'm definitely not picking number 2. Wasn't all sunshine and lemon cakes. I'm kind of leaning toward this one. Though perhaps a bit too long for my liking. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Nor would I presume to imply otherwise. Neither I nor any man alive can truly understand what you have endured, and I cannot say with any confidence that I would have acquitted myself as well under the circumstances, much less grown stronger for it. By your deeds, you have helped us to lay the foundation for lasting reform. The formation of the Republic is but the beginning, for it is not only our system of governance which must needs change. We, the people, must learn to let go of our hatreds and rise above our bloody past. I only pray that I live long enough to see us achieve some measure of success, that I might know the lost did not die in vain. I can still see you there on the steps of faith, striding fearlessly towards the worm. If you could do that, who are we to balk at the challenges ahead?
Yeah, if some tiny little Lalafell can just waltz up to a dragon and just slay it like it was nothing, what does that say about us?
The question of how best to strengthen ties with the other great nations of Eorzea has been debated at length in the Lords and Commons of late. As you may imagine, maintaining stability during this period of historic upheaval is our paramount concern. Nevertheless, we are greatly indebted to the Alliance for their support during the Grand Melee, and it would be remiss of us not to repay their faith in kind. Of course, we owe you the greatest debt of all, and it is my hope that in extending our support to you and the Scions, we might also express our gratitude to our neighbors, nay, our fellow Eorzeans, whom we pray you will continue to protect.
Of that you
The
have no
Lords and
doubt.
Commons agree on very little, but not a soul in either house begrudges your order this offer of patronage. For all you have done and will do, we thank you.
You hear that? I made the houses agree on something. Okay, he's not looking. Swap the drink.
May I ask a personal question?
Uh-oh.
Now that the dust has settled, what will you do? Not as a scion, I mean, but what do you want for yourself?
Should I have brought the cologne?
Lord Commander, pray forgive the interruption.
And, of course, before I can even pick a choice, this happens.
News from House Fulton.
An urgent message for the Warrior of Light. I was instructed to deliver it without delay. Master Thancred returned to the manor a short time ago, bearing an injured maiden.
Oh, thank the heavens.
Master Leveilleur and Mistress Tataru are tending to her wounds, but they like not her chances. Respectfully, my lord, they have requested the Warrior of Light's immediate presence.
Thank you for getting me out of the
You must go to them,
situation.
my friend, and I shall go with you.
Oh, crap. I'm not out of the woods yet. No one will believe he tried to spike my drink. That's why I always keep a flask of whiskey on hand.
Every ending marks a new beginning. From tragedy and sacrifice, we rise to greet a new dawn. As did he.
I don't recognize the voice. Who's speaking here?
Only to be drawn unto another battlefield, another cause, as if by fate.
A young maiden. I can only think of one person. Alright. Back into my regular clothes. Yep. It's Alice.
Yes.
Is that...
Alize, Alphinaud's twin sister. She ran afoul of the Warriors of Darkness. I had been tracking them since the ceremony at Falcon's Nest. Little did I know I was not the only one. Evidently, she had learned of their activities and attempted to shadow them on her own. Poorly. I rescued her in the Twelveswood, and together we fled north. But though I made every effort to cover our tracks, they caught up with us on the Ishgardian border. And in the ensuing struggle, Alize took an arrow to the shoulder.
And it was poisoned!
It was only after we had made good our escape that I realized it was poisoned.
I was joking.
Thank you for coming so quickly. And you, Sir Emmerich.
Think nothing of it. How is she?
We have done all we can for now. Although the immediate danger has passed, the poison yet lingers in her blood.
And I mean, I don't have a healing job, so I can't use Asuna.
We came to Eorzea together, hoping to bring salvation to the realm our grandfather gave his life to protect. But when confronted with the bitter realities of its politics and its petty powermongers, she was driven to anger and to doubt. She refused to become embroiled in what she termed Eorzea's squabbles and distance herself from the Scions. Though she remained hopeful of a brighter future, she would walk her own path. Would that it had not been so perilous. For all our differences, she's as dedicated as any Scion to the salvation of Eorzea. But more than that, she is my sister. To be reunited with her, only to lose her forever. Gods, even to speak the words.
Take heart, Master Alphinaud. She will be attended by our most skilled Chirurgeons.
I'm gonna forget how that's pronounced.
Bear Mistress Leveilleur to the infirmary at once. Apprise Captain Whitecape of the situation, and inform him that she is to be treated as my personal charge.
I like that. I have many mounts on my main character, but I seem to like to use the
don't go.
regular.
Please come closer.
I like to use the Grand Company Chocobo the most.
The warriors of darkness are in league with the Ascians. Slaughtering the primals is but the first step in their plan. They make for Zelvatol to bring about Garuda's summoning and to kill her. You must stop them.
I shall inform the others at once.
No. She's sleeping.
Master Thancred, I would ask that you accompany Mistress Leveilleur to the infirmary. Your knowledge of her injuries may well prove useful in determining her treatment.
Of course.
Yeah, she took a nasty poisoned arrow to the shoulder. So she's going to be out of commission for the foreseeable future. I don't know. What do you call a... Oh, okay. Nice. Alright. Yeah, food has no meaning right now, so I'll just do that. Shadows of the First. As Alphino and many others know all too well, there's no rest for the righteous. Very well. Yep. As winter approaches, though, they'll start turning into Rogadin again. Rogadin and Hrothgar. Oh, really? I didn't know that was actually a thing that you could program. Although someone who's very keen on the Twitch API would probably be able to do that. Oh. Yeah. Me, I just consider all Lalafell potatoes. That's why I call these streams where I play as a Lalafell rogue as I call them Stabby Potato Adventures. So the Warrior of Darkness and the Ascians are conspiring to bring about Garuda's summoning, that they might pull her to the sword. Then when we first encountered them in Lothast Gnath, when they were confronting Ravana, gods, has this been their aim all along? What do you intend to do, Master Alphino? There is much and more I do not understand, but I know this. Primal summoning cannot be ignored. LSA risked her life to uncover this plot, and we squander her gift at our peril. Throat, will you accompany me to Zelphatal and help me stop the Ixal's ritual? Okay. Given that Ishgard shares a border with the Ixal homeland, we have a vested interest in the outcome of this ritual. We have been willing to suffer the Beastmen's intrusions to Kurthan lands to a point, but the summoning of a primal is an escalation we cannot abide. You shall have our fastest airship, Master Alphino. The mountains of Zelphatal are not easily traversed, and this endeavor demands all haste. The gesture is most appreciated, Sir Emmerich, but I fear an aerial approach is destined to fail. This is their homeland, after all, and Ixali dirigibles are not to be underestimated. No, experience tells me the only conceivable approach is by land. I believe it would be wiser to cross into Zelphatal by way of mountain pass east of Camp Dragonhead. In that case, excuse me. In that case, I shall send instructions for a contingent of the camp's knights to be placed at your disposal. They will secure a safe passage through the mountains and escort you thence to Zelphatal. Though my men are qualified to confront a primal, they are more than capable of contending with the Ixal. We should be glad of their assistance, Lord Edmont. In the event Mr. Salase regains consciousness, we shall share with you any additional information she may provide. May the Fury watch over and keep you safe. Then let us be off. We can procure any additional supplies we require in Camp Dragonhead. Now, see, I was hoping to actually take care of the Binding Coils of Bahamut before getting to the patch 3.4 quest, because I wanted to see if anything changed in this cutscene compared to if you didn't. But the queue times are all just absolutely horrid for the first 5 turns, so I'm just gonna do those at a later date. Yeah, it's the only side stuff I was not able to take care of, unfortunately. Alright, Camp Dragonhead. Teleport. Right here. Who needs an airship or an escort when you have ether currents? Have you everything you require then? Excellent. The entrance to the pass is north of Natalan and due east of Camp Dragonhead. Though it is normally guarded by a score of XIV warriors, I have been informed the House Fortomp Knights have already dispatched them. The enemy's gate lies open. We need but walk through. And walk you shall, but me, I fly. And we're here. And somehow you still got here before I did. Are you using something that I don't know about? Master Garrett, Master Alphino, as you can see, the gate is ours. Be advised that our scouts are reporting increased activity around the first mountain. Simply put, they are up to something and don't want anyone interfering. We stand ready to escort you to Zephatol to aid you as you see fit. Given the numbers we're like to encounter, a two-pronged approach may be best. While the Knights and I feign a larger attack to draw Ixal's attention, I suggest you and yours attempt to slip past their defenses and locate the site of the summoning ritual. If the gods are good, you should only have to deal with a few patrols, but if they are not, you may be forced to do battle with the Warriors of Darkness. Oh, it's a dungeon! Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna be encountering a Q-time then. Alright, well, nothing to do but wait, or run laps. Alright, what's in my inventory right now? Oh, I've got a couple new, things. Got a new minion, got a couple new orchestral rolls. Oh, that means I can claim another one since I have 10. Leader of the band 1. Claim reward. Alright. 12 down, 18 to go. And I've got that to sell. Alright. I'm gonna head back to town and sell this real quick and repair any gear that I might need to. And then I don't know what to do with the rest of the time while I wait for the queue to pop. Alright, where is the closest vendor? Are there any... repair guy there. That may also be a vendor. Ah, merchant and mender. Perfect. Inventory, nothing. Wrists and neck. Oh, wow. 50% condition on those. Oh yeah, and I have a thing to sell. There we go. And now I gotta wait. Also, thank you for the puns earlier, Skanking Nugget. I appreciate it. Oh, just gonna sit here in the snow and wait for the queue to pop. Or that could just pop now. Alright. That means if the tank will actually accept, let me in. Let me in. Let me in. Oh god, I need to remember how to play ninja again. Let me in. Let me in. All right. Zephytol. Zulfitol. Nice frog there. All right, let's stop a primal summoning. Bunny friend, let's go. Oh, you're one of them newfangled healer guys. Wrong combination. I really don't know how to play this. It's been so long, I've been doing Red Mage. There we go. Hi, Boulder. Someone's getting shanked. Never mind. I gotta catch up. Really? Taking out this thing real quick. Boss time. Oh, intermission. Oh, God. I got thrown into the air. apply a dot? No, it doesn't. It just extends my huton. There we go. Yeah, I'll greed those and pass on those. There we are. Oh, it's not fully charged yet. Oh well. Nice. Oh, you're still alive. Thought you were almost dead like the rest of them. I'll fix that. And it's fixed. Pass and pass. There we go. Don't leave without me? Okay. Pass and breed. It didn't get rid of my stealth. Cool. Oh god. That thing's gonna sneeze on me. Let me in before it spikes. There we go. Oh god! Didn't expect that to happen. Right over here. Why'd the melee have to get that first? Couldn't you have gotten the ranged first and second? Oh god! Oh well. Hey, I got a thing! I don't know if I'm actually gonna use it, but I'll sell it for money. Someone's gonna get the airstone. Someone's gonna get the coffer, someone being me. And then we've got that relic. Pass and pass. Oh, did no one pick it up? Alright, let's go. Damn it! Couldn't target anything in time, so it turned into a bun. Somebody's picking up the airstone. That's a neat little detail. Your guy's just holding on to it as it transports you across. There you are. I gotta remember to keep that active. There we are. Ah, the big cheese. Oh, are they waiting for me? Yay! You guys waited for me. That's so kind of you. Alright, let's go. Gather up, please. Damn it. are. Garuda summoning. Oh god, really? Might as well. I was about to go into a limit break, but oh well. Looks like everybody left. Yep, everybody left. Oh well. I got the gear though, so it's all good.
Thank the gods. What happened?
I took out a big bird man.
So they were unable to see the ritual to its completion. Then Garuda is no longer a threat, and whatever the Ascians and the Warriors of Darkness were planning has come to naught.
Unless that was the
But
bait
we
to
should
bring
not
us
tarry.
out.
The knights have secured our path to safety.
Well, well. What do we have here?
You'd better not have killed the Primal without us.
There's a sixth person. There were only 5 there at the start.
You!
Wait, I know you. Still walking, I see. I could have sworn my aim was true.
Wrong
What
one.
is your game? Leading us a long way so these fools could step in and claim our prize?
No, no. Let's not make hasty accusations. By the look of things, the ritual was proceeding as planned. We arrived at the appointed hour. 'Twas they who erred.
It is hopeless. We cannot face them all.
Do mine ears deceive? A boy! So that's the way of it. Twins! You had me worried for a moment there. Know that I will happily make it quicker for you, if you just stand still.
Enough, Jarumul. We wouldn't want to upset the man in white with any unnecessary bloodshed now, would we?
Well, at least you seem to be the respectful one.
You've been awfully busy since we were kind enough to spare your lives.
While you were idly consorting with the Ascians, you mean? 7 hells! What could you possibly hope to achieve?
Should I explain it to you? Very well. Consider it a reward of sorts for beating us here. You know the tale of Hydaelyn and Zodiark, I take it? Of the Great Sundering and the reflections it created?
Across 10 and 3 they were divided. Reflections of the source, each possessed of shards of light and dark.
Just so. One of those reflections, the one nearest to the source, is our home. And we were the heroes blessed with her light. But not all worlds hold light and dark in equal measure. In ours, the power of light was greater by far. So the Ascians, who once threatened our home, were no match. And they fell before us, one after another, till none were left. Victory, we thought. And then came the light. A flood of pure, blinding radiance, annihilating shadow and color and life itself. Ere long, it will consume our world, leaving naught in its wake but blank perfection.
That cannot be. Do you honestly expect us to believe such a story?
I've heard crazier stuff.
Believe what you like. But it has happened before, on a world far removed from ours. The 13th, which was swallowed by the dark and transformed into what you call the Void.
The world of darkness.
Unchallenged light would condemn us to a similar fate. And so we joined hands with our former enemies, and with their aid came here, to the source. For there is but one way to restore the balance and save our home. The Ardor. Calamitous destruction with the power to break down the barriers between planes and see our worlds rejoined.
You would doom our world to save your own? What would even become of us? Of you?
Enough. I tire of talking. You know our cause. You know what is at stake. We are prepared to do whatever it takes. Are you?
If there is aught you would say it. Otherwise, begone. You have no friends here.
There was no sixth person there initially. Also, a world completely consumed by light. Probably not important. Certainly not something that's going to happen to expansions from now. Anyway. Hey, look at that, grounded. Boop. Alphina would like nothing more than to get out of the snow. Forgive me, this is neither the time nor the place for idle introspection. The knights can apprise Lord Edmond of our success, and we the Lord Commander. More importantly, I should like to see if my sister's condition is improved. You may take a moment for yourself if you wish. I'll be at the congregation. Wonder if what would look like if that congregation was vegetables, replaced or otherwise. Everything all right, Alphino? There you are. Shall we make our report? I'd be waiting for you in here. It brings me joy to see you safely return to us, sir. What news from Zephatal? Sulfatal. Sounds like some sort of over-the-counter medication. Then we were not too late. On behalf of Ishgard, I offer you my deepest thanks. As for we who remain behind, Mr. Gistol has been tending Mr. Alisay in your presence. I almost said Alphasay. pleased to report that she has regained consciousness. I imagine you have many questions, especially given your recent encounter with the Warriors of Darkness. I know I do. Come, let me show you to her room. Do not worry, her condition is much improved. She is a resilient one, much like her brother. Alright, I gotta get rid of iPhone screen off of this one. Remove. Yes.
Alize, how are you feeling?
Well enough, brother. Thanks to the kindness of our hosts. They told me you had departed for Zelfatol while I was still abed. I slept much better knowing that. Thank you.
I take it your mission was a success.
Yeah, sure was. We learned something, though.
As if we needed any further confirmation that they are in league with the Ascians. But to save another world? I think not.
I too thought his story fanciful at first. But it is possible there may be a kernel of truth in all of this. At the very least, none of his claims contradict the word's account.
You were following these people, Alize. Why?
During my travels, I had oft enjoyed tales of the Scions and their exploits. But after a time, I began to hear whispers of a gifted and theretofore unknown band of adventurers. Adventurers who had supposedly sworn to travel the realm slaying primals in the Scion's stead.
The Warriors of Darkness. And in the course of investigating these rumors, you stumbled upon the Ascians' involvement.
Yes, exactly.
Forgive me, but if these Warriors of Darkness mean to bring about another calamity, to what end do they hunt primals?
To prompt an escalation. To deepen the beast tribe's feelings of helplessness and despair, and thereby drive them to summon ever more powerful gods. And lest we forget, these events do not occur in isolation. With their patron deities being slain left and right, the news of man's victory over Nidhogg must surely have sown panic in the minds of the beastmen. 'Tis no wonder they wish to defend themselves.
Power answered with greater power. Death with more death. A vicious cycle fueled by fear and hatred. I know it's like all too well.
Indeed. The Ascians sow discord and desperation, and the Warriors of Darkness reap the harvest. And so it continues. Yet that is not the extent of their ambitions. The Ascian himself observed that once the powerless realize that the old gods have failed them, they will have little recourse but to look to a new one.
We cannot let that happen.
It should come as no surprise, but Alize and I have uncovered evidence that the Ascians have been manipulating certain parties to ensure that a constant stream of crystals flows into the hands of the beast tribes. If we sever these supply lines, we should at least be able to slow the escalation.
Agreed. Kral and I shall journey to Zelfatol and learn what we can of the XIV's source.
Then I, for my part, pledge to lead a similar investigation into the origin of the Nath supply.
Sir Emmerich?
As a member of the Eorzean Alliance, Ishgard is honor-bound to play an active role in maintaining the security of the realm. You might also say that I have some personal motivation, given the Ascians' dealings with my father.
Also, you want to try to one-up the Warrior of
However,
Light.
I make no secret of the fact that my knowledge of primal beings is scant at best. As such, I should be most grateful if one of your order were to assist me.
Allow me, Sir Emmerich. I have dealt with the Nath before.
Yeah, you have.
Let us consult with Orianja then. Given his dedication to the study of primal beings, I should be surprised if he could not tell us something of value.
Allow me to accompany you, brother. And before you think to refuse, know that I am not the girl I once was. I shall not be a burden. You have my word.
But Alize, you...
She said no buts about it. She's gonna join you no matter what.
You are more than welcome. After all, it was you who set us upon this path.
Wait a minute. I'm afraid I can't allow you to leave just yet. Not until you try on the new outfit I prepared for you.
Oh. Okay. It seems Tataru has been busy learning the crafts. In addition to juggling knives. And, you know, singing for bar patrons. And being cute in a maid outfit. And just being Tataru. It has been many moons since we last worked together, though I believe the same cannot be said of the two of you. I confess I was aware of the subterranean expedition, of your search for the truth of the calamity. I considered involving myself with her venture for a time, but as you know all too well, circumstances conspired to keep us apart. I can only assume she carried out on in our absence. Wonder if that changes if you completely finish off the Binding Coils of Bahamut. My apologies for keeping you waiting. Ah, there's the look. Alright then, shall we be off? Tataru never ceases to impress, though for a moment I feared she might furnish you with an identical outfit. Praise the 12 she did not. Mother and father were rather too fond of making us wear matching clothes. Do you remember that time at the studium when that girl of yours crept up behind me in the hall and whispered, Sister, please, she was not my... Can we not have this conversation in front of the Warrior of Light? I think she was about to say she liked it. So be it, another time, perhaps. I should thank you again for your assistance with my expedition's throat. Though we left matters somewhat unfinished, I am nevertheless prepared to focus on the task at hand and aid you to the fullest extent of my ability. Yeah, I think because I partially did the Binding Coils of Bahamut, that's what is shown. I wonder if it's completely different if you do completely finish the Binding Coils. As you help me to braid the coils, so too will I help you defeat the Warriors of Darkness. I've been meaning to ask about the carriage. Ah yes, the carriage that so fortuitously arrived to spirit us away from Ul'dah after the banquet. The driver informed me that I had my sister to thank for his presence in Ul'dah. How did you know to send help? Oh, drunken brass blades are even less discreet than sober ones. Unfortunately, by the time I'd learned of the plot, it was too late to do anything more. Frankly, I'm still amazed Brennan managed to find you. New garments aside, I must say that you seem different, more resolute than when we last met. Excuse me. You have the look of a woman who's ready to fight for the future of Eorzea. To the extent of my abilities, perhaps, but I have no delusions of grandeur, nor will I pretend to have found myself or any such thing. I am here today because I would regret it if I weren't, that's all. Fair enough, let us depart for the Waking Sands, then, and see if Urianger can be of assistance. Pray return to the Waking Sands. I don't have any more tickets. Oh, why can't you just let us run atop of this stuff? Oh, you just take us right over there. Cool. Urianger, apologies for calling upon you unannounced. Why, Master Alphino, would be that the scholar had seen fit to grant me knowledge of thy coming. What bringeth thee and thine here this day? Warriors of darkness have returned. Pray allow us to explain. I too have heard tales in recent days of primal beings rising up to only be cast down by forces unknown. Alas, as thou didst observe, this serveth to but to spur the beast tribes to pursue their goals with redoubled fervor. We have two objectives at this time: to identify and remove the source of the beast tribe's crystals, and to take direct action to prevent any further summoning rituals from reaching completion. Second is easier said than done, of course. While we were fortunate enough to learn that the XIV's plans before they came to fruition, I would be surprised if the Warriors of Darkness and Ascians did not have similar designs elsewhere of which we have no knowledge. Then were it wise to come hither, for this very day did I receive tidings most troubling from across the Strait of Marathor. Ogomoro stirreth, and there are whispers that the Lord of Crags neareth his return. More rumors mark thou, but in light of thine own discoveries, thou canst still afford to turn a deaf ear to their claims. Aye, we must ascertain the truth of the matter for ourselves. Let us consult with the Maelstrom forces stationed at Camp Overlook Throat. Thank you for your counsel, Urianger. Pray inform us should you learn aught else. I shall. What do you have in mind? If I may, brother, Urianger, is there anything else you'd like to say? I'll say? If not, then never mind. I only ask that because you are normally rather more verbose. Nothing to add? Very well. Ere we depart, I wish to make a request. The Warriors of Darkness spoke of how the Ardor had the power to break down the barriers between planes, that our worlds might be rejoined. I would ask that you research this for us. Being nowhere near as well read as you, I'm sure I wouldn't know where to begin. That said, I have heard tell of a promising tome, the Garen Oracles. Mayhap you could start there. By thy leave. Camp Overlook, was it? Very well. Rather interesting, isn't it? We shall speak anon, Throat. I prithee attend Master Alphino and Mistress Alice. Oh, back to this old verbose you were. Alright, Outer Lanosica. Seven hells. At this rate, I'll have to appeal to the Maelstrom Command for reinforcements. Whatever it is, we don't want any. You don't recognize the Warrior of Light? Oh, fancy that. Just when my kobold problems look like coming to a head, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn turn up itching to pitch in. Bloody brilliant timing is what it is. Right then, let's get to it. So our friendly neighbors in Ogomoro have gotten much more aggressive of late, just as you said. Matter of fact, our scouts spotted one sniffing about the stores just now. Ooh, excuse me. Likely looking to make off with an armful of crystals. I'll be damned if I'm about to let that happen. Lend a hand and help us search the camp for the little bugger, would you? Oops. Our Maelstrom friends seem notably more agitated than when we first arrived. Do you know what happened? Do you happen to know what that might be? A kobold in the camp, you say? It would appear to corroborate with Variange's information, yes? But to be so reckless as to infiltrate a Maelstrom camp and draw attention to their efforts is passing strange. Well, there would be time to think of this later. For the present, we must do everything in our power to prevent the Titan summoning, and that means finding and questioning this kobold. It could be anywhere. Let me get a bird's eye view then. See if I can find it from the air. Oh, I see something over here. Nope, that wasn't it. Back here, maybe? Oh, kobold, we don't want to kill you yet. We just want to talk with my knives. Ah, there you are. Found you. Stay back. Away. Far back. I'm not, Yeah, it's no use. Pointless. Hopeless. No use. It has gone this way. Let us give chase. Alright, it's up here then. Ah, there it is. Please don't hurt me. I only wish to talk. Yes, yes, just talk. Yeah. Well, if you just stand still and talk, I wouldn't have to chase after you with knives in hand. Oh my god, don't do it. You have so much to live for. This was a stupid plan. Stupid, stupid, stupid. But if I tell no one, then everyone will. Guy found me again. What to do, what to do, what to do? I come in peace, only to talk. Speak, say, talk. So please, please, do not hurt me. So this is our wily kobold infiltrator, is it? No wonder the soldiers were on edge. You could very well give one a bruised knee. Huzzah, we've got him! Fine work, scions! So, little one, you thought you could sneak into my camp, did you? Plotting to steal my crystals, were you? No, no, I came to talk, to ask for help, but when your soldiers saw me, they drew their weapons and shouted, and I... Now, let's take a deep breath and discuss this like civilized individuals. What is your name, child? Pikmin Gabu of the 620th Order. At least, I will be Pikmin. One day. Well met, Gabu. I'm Alphino, and this is my sister Alice. Throat, the man who found you, is our friend, and now that you know our names, we can be friends too. Now, Commander Bloden here thinks you wanted to take his crystals, Gabu. But you said you came to ask for help. Why to us and not your own people? What happened, Gabu? Can you tell us? Oh god, don't strangle the thing. No one's going to hurt you, alright? Not while I'm here, I promise. Oh. The Patriarch, he's... The Patriarch's going to summon the Great Father again, and you have to stop him. Beat him, fight him, stop him. Gabu's parents said they didn't want it, along with many others, but the patriarch wouldn't listen. He was so angry, raging, fuming, angry. He said that if they didn't have the iron in their... He said that if they didn't have the iron in their hearts, they would serve as coke for the furnace. And then the guards took my parents and the others away, and I haven't seen any of them since. Coke. For the furnace. Coke for the furnace? I did not want to believe it, but I've heard tales of folk I fashioned from the bones of beastmen, which worshippers use in their rituals, hoping to summon more powerful incarnations of their gods. By the 12, that's sickening. No one listens to Gabu, no matter how much he cries. Please, pleads, begs, cries. They do not listen, only to talk about punishing the Overdwellers and praising the Great Father. Gabu loves Great Father, but he loves his parents too, so please, help Gabu stop the Patriarch and save his parents. Commander, advise Maelstrom Command that Titan summoning is imminent. Should the worst come to the worst, we will require their support. Time being of the essence, we three will attempt to infiltrate the Kobold stronghold, secure their crystals, and free the prisoners. Well, if you're sure, you'll forgive me if I don't seem optimistic. We'll make ready just in case. Are the three of us gonna stop something that requires 8? I have faith that we may yet stop the ritual. We would surely have detected the associated etheric disturbance had Titan manifested already, but I cannot speak for the prisoners. 12 have mercy, that they would even contemplate sacrificing their own flesh and blood. Brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers. Time is of the essence. We must see what else Gabu knows and formulate a plan without delay. Beast that mourned at the heart of the mountain. I think that's the longest quest title I've seen so far. I heard Great Father Titan loves crystals, cherishes, covets, loves them. If we gather enough, he will return. That's why the Patriarch told everyone to go forth and gather them. So I was thinking, if we take all the crystals away, maybe the Great Father won't come? Very good, Gabu. I was just thinking the same thing. Do you know where these crystals are stored? I know. Oh, several spots, each defended by a different order. Gabu wanted to steal them, but he was too afraid to go it alone. Yes, too afraid to go alone. But together we can take them away and hide them. Come, Gabu will lead you to the first cache. Aye then. Let's follow him into a maybe trap. I don't quite know yet. Quickly! Do you have them all? Good. Lead on, Gabu. This way! Well, at least I don't have to worry about aggroing any of these guys because of my level. I think I'll just go this way. She's standing guard with the book. Time is short. If you have the crystals, we should move on to the next cache. Did you hear me, brother? Brother! Aye, it's just that. I'm quite certain this crate once bore Guardian seals. Someone took great pains to remove all traces, but enough remains to make out the pattern. See for yourself. I struggle to imagine kobolds traveling to Kurthus to obtain crystals, much less bothering to conceal their origins. I suspect these crystals were smuggled into Vilbrand by another party, most likely a pawn of the Ascians, as Thancred suspected. I do not understand. Who are the Ascians? Do they worship Great Father Titan too? Never mind you about that. As Alistair said, we do not have a lot of time. Can you lead us to the next cache, Gabu? Yes, of course. Gabu knows the way. The next one is the last and very large. Very big, very huge, very large. Something tells me we're just gathering all these crystals into one spot, so that the summoning can happen anyway. You cast about for a time, you see no sign of the crystals. Or, you know, they just took them already. Confounded. What about you, Throat? Any luck? No? Or I'm too short to actually see them inside that big container. Nothing, nothing, nothing. But this cannot be. Gabu saw them. Spied. Spotted. Saw. Think, brother, think. They must have moved them, yes? Question is, where to and why? Within Ogomoro. Where they summoned Titan once before and mean to do so again. It's the only explanation. What about Mother and Father and the others? We have to help them. And we will, Gabu. We will stay calm. We will stay calm. We still have time. They have yet to call for the remaining crates, yes? If they had, then they would have found the other crate. Then they would have found the other crates empty and sounded the alarm. Nevertheless, I believe time for self has passed. We must breach the navel and seize the remaining crystals. There's no other way to prevent Titan summoning. But first, give me your crystals, that I might deliver them into Commander Bloden's custody. We dare not take them into the bowels of the mountain. Oh, good. You're actually smart about this. Thank you. I shall deliver them to Camp Outlook for safekeeping and brief Commander Bloden on the situation. Pray go on ahead. As I recall, there's an aetheryte within the Ugamora lines that should deliver you to the navel. Gabu doubtless knows the way. Wait for me there, and I shall join you anon. Strange. I would have thought you eager to remain in the thick of action, but if this is what you prefer, then Godspeed, brother. This way! This way! Well, I definitely know the way, so I'm just gonna go there. And I gotta go all the way around to get there. Excuse me, coming through, don't mind me. I take it this is the aetheryte we seek. Right then. As soon as Alphino arrives, we go. I trust you're feeling suitably heroic, though there's no telling what sort of resistance we'll face in there. Quickly, you clods! Quickly, briskly, swiftly, quickly! I will not suffer any further delays! Lay down your arms and surrender. We have your crystals. There would be no summoning this day. Overdwellers, here! But how did you? Where are my parents, Patriarch? Where are they? Oh. Mother? Father? Coke for the furnace. You monster! How could you? We are but servants of the Lord of Crags. We are his, that he may drink of our blood and partake of our flesh, that he might draw upon the strength of his children and defend them from the tyranny of the overdwellers. No, Alice, not yet. I understand, Patriarch, I do. Your fear, your anger, your hate. You would do anything to protect your people, anything to deliver them from despair. Whatever it takes to ensure that those who threaten you can never do so again. But in your single-minded pursuit of this objective, you have brought suffering on your own kith and kin. You have sacrificed the lives of the very people you sought to protect. But it need not be this way, Patriarch. Renounce this bloody course. Cease your attempts to summon your god and work with us together to build a lasting peace. Another piece to be abandoned at the Overdweller's convenience. Oathbreakers, all of you! Liars, betrayers, oathbreakers! You take and you take and you take, and when you have had your fill, you sue for peace. You promise that this time is the last until you grow hungry again. And when we dare defend ourselves, you declare that this beast tribe cannot be suffered to live, that our gods drain the land of ether and brings not but suffering, death, destruction, suffering upon us all. I will hear no more lies from you and yours, Overdweller. You've ruined your own lands. You'll not ruin ours. Well, that went well. I said I'd come for you and I did. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Say something, please. 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 Ah, crap. Wake up, 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 wake up! Grab a brush and put it on the little makeup. Why'd you leave your keys up on the table? Oh. Seven hells. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Alphino, leave it to me. We must away. Let my carbuncle handle it. Go, distraction, carbuncle! By the 12, how could I be so foolish? I should have known better than to let Gabu accompany us, give him what we were like to find. His anguish and despair have served to birth a primal just as surely as would the supplications of the faithful. Worse, being born of such a tumultuous emotion, this incantation of Titan seems incapable of naught but violence. If we have one cause for optimism, it is that while many crystals were present, they represented but a fraction of the quantity intended for the summoning ritual, meaning that Titan must be far weaker than planned. Be that as it may, he is yet a primal, and the longer we leave him to bleed the land of ether, the stronger he'll grow. And should Titan be permitted to leave Ogamoro, more lives will be lost. The Maelstrom will rally their troops, and the cycle will continue. Throat, you know what must be done. Will you face Lord of Crags once more? Yeah. Thank you, my friend. Alice and I will tend to Gabu. When you finish with the primal, look for us in Camp Overlook. We'll be expecting you. I gotta do the naval hard. Good. And it's gonna be synced. Which means I'm gonna be a level 50 boy. That means I gotta wait for the queue to pop again. In the meantime, more coke for the furnace. I'm out of coke. Into the recycle bin you go. Hey, there we go. Just a bit above 5 minutes, but yeah. It's pretty quick compared to the dungeon queue earlier. Alright, level 50 abilities, let's go. Alright. Already seen this, so let's go. Let's just get it over with. I forgot that that one just stops my movement entirely until it's finished. Alright, what is it? There it is. Got it. I forgot I have to do that instead of having a button that allows me to do it automatically. Ow. Woo! Right on the line. Cool. Now Titan's Heart. Oh, I was hitting 3 instead of 4. Wake up! Must be a very big fan of System of a Down. Let's go. There we go. Also, stuff. This is gonna greet both of them. And don't forget the commendation. Boop. There we are. Alright, Camp Overlook. Alright, took care of him. Why did they make you take on the hard version of this fight? It could easily make it into a single-player duty. Or at least allow you to use, like, a trust party. Ah, there he is. Did I not tell you he would return safe and sound? The deed is done then. Titan is no more? For now. Good, there's been enough tragedy this day. He's been like that ever since he regained consciousness. We believe he can hear us, but he has made no attempt to respond. He is almost certainly still in shock, but we cannot discount the possibility that he's succumbed to the Primal's influence. Should that prove to be the case, he must be put to death like any other thrall. Such is the Alliance's policy, yes? You have the right of it. But we must not rush to conclusions. After all, we once feared that Ysael's followers were beyond reason, and many have since laid down their arms and accepted Ishgard's peace. We can but watch, wait, and pray. The beast that mourned at the heart of the mountain. Hey, buddy. Wanna get McDonald's? Wanna go on a joyride? Wanna take a dump in Titan shoes? There is not to be gained from dwelling on an eventuality over which we have no control, much less one which may never come to pass. Let us tend to more immediate matters, informing Commander Bloden of Titan's demise, for example. You may be certain that he will be glad of the news. Would you be so kind as to break it to him? Ah, you're a Cypher Sora. When the others came back without you, I feared the worst, but they said you had matters well in hand. Yeah, he's been taken care of. All settled then, is it? I'm glad to hear it, but not half as glad as my men'll be, believe you and me. Regardless of whether or not he was summoned properly, a primal's a primal, and there ain't a soul in the maelstrom that hasn't lost a friend to one. Don't get me wrong, we were all prepared to do our part, but we weren't so naive as to think we'd live to tell the tale. Thankfully, of course, it didn't come to that, which, my friend, sounds to me like the cause for celebration. Now, I know you have a lot of places to be, but why not stay the night? We'd be honored to raise a glass to the triumphant return of Titan's Bane. Huh?
Who goes there?
Just me.
Oh, it's you. Forgive me for straying from the camp. He hasn't been feeling too welcome, to say the least. I thought a change of scenery might do him good. But, alas. It's so quiet out here. The stars spread out before us, beckoning across time and space. Dawn may banish even the darkest night. How bitterly beautiful, those words. I should be stronger for all my experiences. Yet my heart aches more than ever.
Probably a side effect of the poison.
I never understood why Grandfather gave his life that day. I thought that if I came here, I would find the answers I needed. But when I finally laid eyes on the land he sacrificed everything to save, saw firsthand the bickering, the pettiness, I was disappointed. I was angry. I could not fathom how these people were more deserving of his love than his family, than me. Nevertheless, I had to believe he had good reason. I was determined to uncover the whole truth of the calamity and, perhaps in so doing, find my own purpose in this sea of chaos. My travels have been enlightening, but I cannot say that I have enjoyed them. I have lost count of the many petty crises that I was helpless to resolve and of the people whose actions I could not understand. There were others, of course. Good people. People with whom I felt a kinship, whose lives I could not save. I found myself asking what it was all for. Why try if I was doomed to fail in the end? But then I recalled grandfather's words to my father, years ago before he left Charlayan behind forever. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. We must all protect that which we hold most dear in the manner of our own choosing. We have to try, do we not? Of course, it's one thing to try and another to do. There were times while I was tracking the warriors of darkness when I faltered, when I was afraid. But then I thought of my brother, of Urianger. Oh, pray forgive me. This conversation has been rather one-sided, hasn't it? Mayhap you could recount some of your adventures in Ishgard.
All of them probably have the same outcome, but... You know what? Screw it. First choice.
Gods! They must have been at each other's throats from dawn till dusk. I dare say you managed to keep the peace, though. Merely being in the presence of the Warrior of Light is surely enough to shame anyone into behaving. The hopes and dreams of so many rest on your shoulders, Warrior of Light. As long as the sun rises, we can but carry on, for the sake of those we hold dear.
To what end dost thou cling to the tainted gifts of the Mother?
Every tool has its purpose. Even this. Well, what is it?
The seeds sown in Vilbrand have been plucked from the earth and left to wither. Alas, Titan's demise sufficed not to drive the kobolds to deepest desperation.
What did the man in white have to say?
That we are to proceed as he did first set forth.
Well, that's easy for him to say. It's not his bloody world on the brink of destruction, is it?
Be thou well reminded that with an end to Ishgard's unrest, naught now remaineth to preoccupy the Scion's thoughts. And thus may they devote their every energy to thwarting thee and thine. I foresee only greater difficulties ahead.
Foresee? Are you sure you don't welcome them? I'm starting to think you might hold a candle for your old friends after all.
Pray do not mistake mine intent. I but look upon the path which lieth before us with due trepidation. Shouldst thou be of like mind, pray consider then another course. For the power to invoke the ardor belongeth not unto the Ascians alone. With thine own hand strike down thine enemy, the so-called hero who would see thy home lost to light. Do but this, and thou wouldst at a single stroke disrupt the all too delicate balance of this realm plunging her straightways into chaos.
You do realize what you're suggesting, yes?
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. The words of my teacher, and a creed I hold close to my heart.
Very well. Draw him out. We'll make it quick.
It shall be done. What good a creed one cannot uphold? What hurts soothed? What lives saved? Oh, hapless fool, what hast thou wrought by thine own hands? Minfilia, my friends, I shall not now beg your forgiveness.
Damn it, Urianger.
Full deeply though it paineth me to walk it, I shall not stray from my chosen path. As Moonbreeder remains steadfast, so too shall I.
I'm gonna have some choice words for him with my knives. And if he lives, I shall forgive him. What ho, Throat? I trust you've had a good night's rest. It's still nighttime. I was but this moment speaking with Thancred and Y'shtola via Link Pearl. They have had some interesting news to share. Apparently during the course of their respective investigations, both came across crates which had once borne Ishgardian seals. 'Twould seem that someone in the capital has been very busy indeed. Accordingly, the Temple Knights have launched a full-scale investigation. Sir Emmerich believes that it is only a matter of time before the culprits are found, but we shall have to wait and see. In the meantime, it seems only prudent to look into the recent activities of the other tribes, in case they are too flush with the Guardian crystals. And with that in mind, I suggest we pay Urianger another... Wait, where's Alice? She was here a moment ago with Gabu. Yeah, where is he? Where's Gabu and where's Alice? Also, repair gear. Boop! Oh, there they are. Let me guess, it's time to leave, isn't it? My apologies for disappearing again. If it is any consolation, I've already packed my things. How is he? Brother, Commander Bloden, something tells me you're not here you are not solely here out of concern for his welfare. But to answer your question, there's been no change. He will not speak or eat. I'm not even sure if he slept. If he did, it seems he seems none the better for it. He just shuffles about with that same expression on his face. You will look after him, won't you, Commander, and treat him with every kindness? He's still in there, I know it. Beneath the anguish and despair, he's still fighting with all his heart. He deserves to be given that chance until he comes back to us, until we know for certain what has become of him. Aye, you needn't worry. If he hadn't risked his neck to warn us and help you secure the better part of the crystals, it could have turned out a damn sight worse than it did. We'll not soon forget that, nor will Maelstrom Command. I'm so sorry, Gabu. I truly am. You should never have been made to. And I know I cannot possibly understand. Mayhap there's nothing I can do or say. The pain, the anger, the helplessness. Hold fast to the memories of better times. Remember them as they were. And when it hurts so much that your heart feels fit to burst, let it burst. Let it burst and fill up again with your love for them. And never, ever forget. Come along, little one. I will remember them. And you, Alise. Thank you. Well, that was unexpected. Have faith, sister. Your words have reached him. In time, he will recover. And those who orchestrated these events will be made to answer for their crimes. A 1,000 times over, there will be a reckoning. Pray return to the waking sands. And off I go to the waking sands, as if someone prays that I return. Thought I'd be done with that place by now, but I guess not. We have heard glad tidings from Ogamoro, my friends. By the grace of the 12 and your most valiant efforts, the people of Linz of Laminsa may rest easy. I should like to think so, yes. Though we failed to prevent the Lord of Craigs from manifesting, we did succeed in weakening him, enabling our friend to dispatch him before the Warrior of Darkness could make matters worse. 'Twas by no means an unmitigated success, but it will have to suffice. Then let us speak of another matter, one which weigheth heavy on my lady's mind. As thou didst request, I sought out the Jerem oracles that we might better understand the aims of the Warrior of Darkness. Though their copious use of allegory defieth any single interpretation, the oracles paint a most disturbing picture, one of worlds parallel to our own, yet apart, yet linked, reduced to ruin with every humble calamity. 7 times have they succeeded, then 10 of 3, only 6 worlds remain. Aye, all as is my lady Memphilia spake unto thee. As for what becometh of these reflections when they and the source are rejoined, frail flesh undone in umbral fires, each soul surrendereth to her call, to flow unto the endless sea. There is no there to endure as one and none. Then if the Warriors of Darkness succeed, everyone in their world will die? In essence, aye. The verse speaketh of the renunciation of the flesh and subsequent return to the life stream. However, this fate may yet be preferable to the alternative, for if the first were to fall to transcendent light in the matter of the Warrior of Darkness described, it would give way unto a void wherein none may know either life or death. Far better to die, they reason, for in death there is life. The essence of a soul which returneth unto the source may be born anew, saved. Such, at least, is their belief, I surmise. If that is true, then, gods, no one should ever have to make such a choice. Ere we speak further on the subject, I would share with thee another recent discovery. It would seem that several sizable shipments of crystals have been delivered into the hands of certain Alamegan parties. Alamegans? Strange. And you believe this to be the work of the same Ishgardian smugglers who supplied the beast tribes? I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, and lest thou wonder as their motive, I would remind you that the Ascians did once attempt to bring about the summoning of Rhalgar. The individuals who took the receipt of these shipments are refugees belonging to a group devoted to the cause of the Alamegan liberation. Oh, why thank you, you too. Surely you jest, and yet it is no surprising. Bereft of leadership and haunted by the Alliance, I can well imagine such villains as being desperate enough to conspire with the Ascians, assuming they even know or care who their new employers are. All of which is irrelevant. Forgive me, we must seek out the resistance group which received the crystals without delay. Throat, Alisay, will you come with me to Little Alamigo? Yes, of course. I should like to hear what they have to say for themselves firsthand. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal. She suspects. Alphino, Alisay, Throat, are you three listening? Good, I have tidings. The Temple Knights raided the smuggler's warehouse less than an hour ago. A cursory interrogation of the prisoners yielded confirmation that they were in the employ of, and I hope you're sitting down, man in black robes. Then you have them, and the crystals too? What few remained, regrettably, it would seem they dispatched one final shipment in the hours before we struck. It was bound for Little Alamigo, we are told, where it would be received by members of the local resistance group. Since Sir Emmerich's men no longer have need of my services, I have a mind to head that way. As do we, by happy coincidence. We learned of the shipments but a few moments ago. Ha! And there I was thinking I might finally be one step ahead of the Warrior of Light and his little helpers. Wait a moment. There's more. I defy you not to be surprised by this revelation. The leader of the Ishgardian smugglers was formerly in the employ of one Eileen Royale, the famous Ivy herself. Once again, Thancred, I fear I must inform you that... Thancred, with whom else have you shared this information? About the smugglers? No one. As I think I mentioned, the raid was less than an hour ago. I was planning to contact you stolen next, but there's someone else you would have me notify first? No, there isn't. What in the world has gotten into her? It is twice now that we have sought Urianger's aid, and twice she has treated him as if he were a stranger. The Archon was one of Grandfather's most dedicated pupils and spent as much time at the Levier estate as we did. He's practically a member of the family. Truth be told, I struggle to recall a day from my childhood when I did not see the three of them laughing together. If this continues, I may have to raise the matter. Later, though, Little Alamigo awaits. She knows that Urianger is double-crossing. Also, once again, rain temp, thank you. That was actually pretty sweet. I will get to the bottom of this. Oh, forgive me, it's been a long day. Did you have something to say? Urianger, I've always struggled to understand what's going on in his head, now more than ever. Listen, Throat, if anything should happen, it should be me who just know that I'm prepared to do what must be done. Right then, to more pressing matters. Since we have no idea when Thancred might arrive, I suggest we see what information we can gather in his absence. When we were free. So to review, we are reliably informed that the members of the Alamegan resistance operating here have taken receipt of several large shipments of crystals, our task being to ascertain who and why. Given the size of the settlement, I find it hard to believe that anyone here could be wholly unaware of the resistance's movements. The challenge, of course, will be finding individuals who are both able and willing to share such information with outsiders. It would seem sensible to divide our forces, Throat. Why don't you question the residents in the eastern half of town? Alisay and I will do the same in the west, and afterwards we can rendezvous here to share our findings. Okay. I shall go up here. Talk to me. Yeah, the Resistance, damned if I know. If it's not as if I'd be any of use to them. If you set store by all the tales of secret weapons, good luck to you. But I'm too old for the Mask's bedtime stories. This is our lot, and it's time we got used to it. The Mask. Jim Carrey's here? Let me guess. You come to join the fight, have you? No need to deny, friend. You're not the first to answer the Griffin's call. While he's lit a fire in every Alamegan's heart, he's also inspired more than a few Uldans that pledge themselves to the cause. And little wonder, the Garleans won't stop until we're all under the yoke. And there's the third one. Oh, hasn't come off cooldown yet. I see they're going around asking questions, looking for the Griffin and his lot, I'll bet. Seems they're the talk of little Alamigo these days. Folk wondering what he's about, what he's got in store for the Garleans, and what's under that mask of his, of course. Some say he's hardly got a face, what with all the scars. Others reckon he's been marked for death by the Empire, and that they send a bloody legion if they knew he was here. Your guess is as good as mine. Interesting. I suppose I should ask you what you learned, but I think I already know. This Griffin seems to be the leader of a newly formed faction within the Resistance, the Masks. Yet despite the growing popularity, no one seems to know much about them, only that they are the most aggressively militant group to join the movement of recent memory. Indeed, many claim their commitment to the cause of Alamegan liberation is unrivaled. We can but hope the revolutionary fervor is never channeled in the direction of a primal. Though I feel confident... Something went down the wrong tube. Though I feel confident that this is the group which received the crystal shipments, we yet lack proof. Before taking any action, I would speak with the settlement's leader to confirm my suspicions. And mayhap enlist his help while I'm about it. Given that you and Gundabald are already acquainted, mayhap it would be best if you took the lead, shall we? Okay. I don't know why I have to, but alright. You're the diplomat. You speak to him first. As much as it pleases me to see you again, Throat, I cannot help but wonder if I should be worried. I hear you and yours have been asking questions. Something Griffin, something Masks. The Griffin. I know of him, as do we all. He and his Masks have become a leading faction within the Resistance. Though there was suspicion that, at first, given his secretive ways, he quickly proved himself a charismatic and capable commander. Men are drawn to his passion and his vision. They truly believe that he has what it takes to lead them to victory. Even I cannot help but admire the man for what he's accomplished, but I have not forgotten Wilrid. I was blind to the danger of his ambitions, and you were not. The Griffin will soon deliver a speech to our people at the sunken temple of Karn. Go and see him with your own eyes. Weigh his words with your own heart. How convenient. 'Tis but a pity Thancred is not here to join us. You two go on ahead. I'll stay behind and wait for him. Okay. Off we go. Off I go, then. Wondering how many quests remain in patch 3.4. Oh, hello. Welcome to the sunken temple of Karn, or what remains of it, at least. Used by ancient Balathdians as a place to worship the sun goddess, Hazima. Much about the temple's history remains shrouded in mystery. Has it begun already? I hear voices coming from within. There's the mask.
Brothers and sisters, 20 years ago, Alamigo, our home, was claimed by the Garlean Empire. In our haste to overthrow the King of Ruin, we turned a blind eye to our foes in the north. With our glorious revolution, we but laid a path for a new tyrant to succeed the old. And when confronted with our failure, we fled. Not a day goes by that I do not think of those we left behind. Think of them and feel ashamed. And I know each and every one of you feels the same. We abandoned them, our own flesh and blood, to labor till their backs gave in and their breath gave out, building the twisted steel ramparts which now mar our once majestic mountains. We abandoned them, the brave and true, to fight and die for their country, or worse, to be conscripted and sent off to rob another poor bastard of his home. We abandoned them, the meek and powerless, to bow and scrape when the Garleans pass, to sully themselves that they might live to see another day of misery. The Black Wolf may be dead, but a new Imperial Viceroy reigns in Alamigo now. A beast, not a fraction as merciful. You all know the Eorzean Alliance will do naught to oppose him. For all their promises and platitudes, they will not act if there's no profit in it. Only we can free our brothers and sisters from the Empire's tyranny, my friends. Only we have the courage to stand and fight. They have imprisoned us. They have enslaved us. And they have murdered us. But no more! Blood demands blood, and the Garleans shall pay for every drop they have spilt upon our lands. This I promise you, for we have a power within us, my friends. A power befitting our pride, our righteousness. Only join us, and we shall grant you the means to unleash it, and together we shall see the Alamigan standard raised over the mountains of Gia Arbania once more!
I can almost see the face underneath that mask.
A power befitting their pride. Not at all ominous, that.
Ah, you and I are of the same mind, then.
Wait, is that...
What are you two doing here?
I could ask you the same thing.
Well, this is quite the surprise.
If you see what I see, if you feel as I feel...
Might I suggest we continue this conversation in more agreeable surroundings?
For it is not strength of arms that will win this battle, but strength of heart.
We are reunited with Papalimo and Yida. Yay! We have almost all of our friends back. Words cannot express how glad I am to see you both alive and well. And you, though it was pretty obvious you and Throat would be fine. The Crystal Braves never had a realistic chance of capturing any of the Scions, divided as they were and distrusted by the better part of Eorzea. But if you truly believe that, forgive me, what exactly have you two been doing all this time? Repaying a favor. After the banquet, we had no choice but to flee Ul'dah, and we would not have been able to do so without the aid of some old friends from the Resistance. That's right. They smuggled us out of the city and sheltered us in Little Alamigo, all at the great risk of themselves. Obviously, we couldn't let that go unacknowledged, so we offered to help them out with their operations for a while. When we learned of the Scion's exoneration, that Lodorito had severed ties with the Crystal Braves and that General Raubon had been reinstated, we resolved to make contact, but having long since discarded our link pearls as a precautionary measure, our options were rather limited. To make matters more complicated, we were embroiled in a delicate operation at the time, leaving me with little choice but to entrust a letter to a courier. I gather from your puzzle expressions, however, that you never received it. Not really. To be honest, we thought this might happen. While the masks are happy to let the refugees spread the word within the community, they're pretty strict about communicating with outsiders. Oh, we also heard a rumor that the Griffin doesn't want us meddling in his affairs. The Griffin mistrusts the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Curious, it is well known that we are no friends to Garlemald. One would think the man we saw beseeching all and sundry to join his cause would welcome our support. I should say that the man you saw was not in fact the Griffin, but an impersonator, and a talented rabble-rouser to boot. It would not surprise me if he were responsible for the majority of these public appearances. As you may have gathered, the Griffin is an extremely cautious and distrusting man who made every effort to conceal his identity. Even when participated in a raid under his direct command, we were not permitted to approach him. It's hard to know what to make of it all. The secrecy, the impersonators, the masks. What? It's not as if I'm making you all wear one. Mine only covers half my face. It's completely different. Yes, completely different. Anyway, when we heard the Griffin was due to give a speech, we thought it might be a good opportunity to get a better sense of the man behind the, For all the good it did. And now you have heard the whole of it, but tell me, what prompted you to take an interest in the Griffin?
Primals and summoning and whatnot.
Summoning? You're not serious! I can't believe it. Resistance would never even entertain such a ridiculous plan, but the Griffin... Oh, that man is an enigma. I cannot say with any confidence what he would or would not do. What I can say, however, is that the speech we heard today was not the first to make reference to a powerful capable of defeating the Empire. The masks have made many such claims of late, I confess. I'd assumed it to be mere bluster, but in the context of the shipments of which you speak, it is not impossible that they are alluding to a primal. Whatever it is, we'll find out together, and if anyone tries to stop us, they'll answer to me. Indeed, that is assuming you'll have us? Of course, of course. Good to have you guys back. If, as you suspect, the Griffin is indeed plotting to summon a primal, we must needs obtain confirmation while there is yet time to act. To that end, I propose we question his double. Given his role as the group's de facto mouthpiece, I should not be surprised if he were one of the Griffin's closest associates. And while he may not be aware of the most sensitive details, he can probably tell us the mask's plans in broad strokes. Like the man whom he impersonates, however, he is wary of outsiders. He will not expose himself without a suitable incentive. My plan is as follows. You and Alphonso will pose as adventurers fallen on hard times, inspired by his words and to take up arms for a noble cause. Yida and I, as members of the Resistance, will recount tales of your past achievements and testify as to your usefulness in the struggles ahead. With our enthusiastic assurances still ringing in his ears, he will decide to welcome you in person and we will arrange a meeting. You will need to look the part that we might maintain the charade until we have him cornered at least. Here, this should be enough to purchase suitable garments from Tailbot, and to have him rub a respectable amount of dirt on them for good measure. Any questions? How much dirt are you talking about? All seems simple enough, thank you. And with that throat, let us be off. Yeah, seriously, how much dirt are you talking about, and am I gonna have to wear one of those ridiculous robes you're wearing? slam myself through. There we go. And what do you want to buy? What? I don't know what you're up to, but I want no part of it. Oh, maybe this will change your mind. Oh, you're the ones with the gill, and seeing as your friends at Papalimo. There, tunic and slops for the both of you. Tailored and, treated to your taste. Now off with you, before someone sees us together. I got a free company invite. Fat Cat's retainers, no. Clothes maketh the man, as they say. Right then, I will go and change, and you see at the spot Papalino marked on our maps. I gotta go and change real quick. If I can find my way out of here. Where's the exit? There's the exit. Alright. Well, let me double check, see if I... Okay, yeah, it's saved. Oh, I got a new orchestrion roll. Oh, right. There we are. Do not update. Oh, look at us, a pair of down-at-heel adventurers seeking a chance to recuperate past glory. Recapture past glories. Yes, this should suffice. Now we play the waiting game. Yes, I totally look like one with my gloves.
My thanks, comrades. You must be the esteemed adventurers of whom I've heard so much. I understand you have taken an interest in our cause.
A great interest, you might say. Your words have certainly made quite an impression on my friend and I. The Resistance has long, and some would say wisely, avoided open engagements with the Garleans, but you and yours seem confident against the world in arms.
Could probably say it without that tone, Alphino.
I can only assume you have good reason to be so bold. Why, one might even think you are planning to summon a primal.
Yes, one might think. Laying it on thick, Alphino.
Because that would do much to explain the sizable shipment of crystals you recently received from your smuggler friends, whom our Ishgardian allies have since detained, lest you wonder.
I'd like to hear more about the Griffin. The real Griffin. Your performance earlier didn't fool us.
Ah, the famous scions of the Seventh Dawn. I should have known better than to think I could conceal the truth from you lot. You are right. I am not the Griffin, but I speak with his voice, and it was at his behest that we procured those crystals.
Oh, there's my little
however, if you think that we procured them to
Sky
summon
Pirate
a primal,
neckband.
Oh. We used them to reach an accord with the Amalja. In exchange for crystals to summon their god, they will aid us in the fight for Alamegan liberation.
You've got to be joking. Have you gone completely mad?
Unless he has already been mad.
When people find out you helped the Lizardmen summon Ifrit, they'll turn on the Resistance. Alamigo will never be free.
This isn't a fairy tale, girl. We don't have the luxury to play at being honorable heroes. It's because the likes of you wouldn't sully your saintly hands that Alamigo's been under the yoke for the past 20 years. But the Griffin won't stand for it, and neither will we. We're ready to do whatever it takes.
What proof do you have of this arrangement with the Emulger?
What? Aside from a lack of crystals? None. But the beastmen have a great big pile of the things if you fancy looking. You might want to hurry, though. It'll not be long before they summon their god. Search our camp if you don't believe me. We have naught to hide.
If there is a cache to be found, Ida and I will find it.
Then let us be off. Are you perchance the Warrior of Light?
Nah, just a lookalike.
Aye. I thought so. You should know that a great many who have joined us did so because you saved them. Because you showed them that one brave man can make a difference. You saved me too once. Helped a friend over in Quarry Mill make some medicine I needed. But that was a lifetime ago. On behalf of my brothers and sisters, I thank you. You gave us hope where there was none, courage and strength when all was lost. We shall not squander your gift.
I think it was the gloves.
I know that look, Ida, and I do not like it. You cannot seriously be contemplating taking up arms with that band of cutthroats.
I just...
If the Griffin and his men have their way, it is only a matter of time before the situation in Alamigo comes to a head. Your homeland's future teeters on a knife edge, and any reckless action, however small, could have irrevocable consequences. You mustn't lose sight of that, Ida. When the time comes, we must all make our choices, but we must do so in full possession of the facts. Now, let us away. There is work to be done.
Alright, let me get out of this gear. Ninja! Quarry Mill, I said, do you remember? Forgive me, you cannot be expected to recall every name and face, and besides, it's not as if it matters. I have long admired how you live in the present, how you focus on the problems at hand and always keep moving forward. So let us keep moving forward together, Throat. We must find and secure those crystals, but this is no time for looking back. Money! One life for one world. Often all will keep moving forward. If we take the Griffin's double at his word, then the crystals are now somewhere within Zaharak, ready to be used by the Emulger. We must apprise Alice of what we have learned. I will join you both in the little Alamigo after I've changed. Man, you're really slow. I'm already back in my ninja garb. Right, I can't go above that. Strange as it may be. Now that Thancred has finally arrived, mayhap you could share your latest findings? You mean to tell me that while we were worrying ourselves sick, Ida and Papalima were here all along? Well, Y'shtola will be relieved, and so angry. Mainly angry, I should think. As for the crystals, what choice do we have? We cannot very well leave them in the hands of the Emulger. For all we know, they could be preparing to summon Ifrit even as we speak. We must make for Zaharak without delay. Looks like I'm gonna be queuing for Ifrit hard. Another synced adventure. Agreed. If there's not else to discuss, let us depart at once. Nah, we're actually not going to do that. And so they go forth in accordance with the Griffin's plan. The players gather to assume their marks on a stage wreathed in flame. Ere long, the curtain shall rise, and the drama of which I am the author, gods forgive me, shall at last be performed. Naught else remaineth save to stand at the ready and pray that the chance is seized, for never shall we know its like again. Ah, here we go. Well, it's solo duty. I confess, I expected a warmer greeting, but we must not jump to conclusions, not until we've braved the bowl of embers. We must be ready to engage the enemy at any moment. If you would make any follow-up preparations, pray do so now. I shall await your signal. Several cutscenes will play. Hey, it doesn't sync my item level. I'm gonna be overpowered. Gotta go on ahead and do this.
This isn't right. The Amalja would never leave this place so poorly guarded.
Not willingly, no.
The saviors of Eorzea. Slow as ever.
We beat you to Titan. And Garuda.
By the 12. Will you never learn?
You know, you're right. Mayhap it is time for a change of tack. Killing primals, tormenting beastmen, hastening the birth of a new god. It's all a bit much, isn't it? And frankly, we don't have the leisure to do it. But killing the Warrior of Light, on the other hand, that would soon plunge Eorzea into chaos.
Oh, good. I've got a mark on my head now.
One life for one world. A fair exchange. Wouldn't you agree?
Lest you forget, you've more than one opponent.
Carbuncle! Defend me!
I sense you will offer more than mere target practice, unlike your sister.
Alize!
Did I not tell you, Alphino? I am not the girl I once was. My brother was always the clever one, while my talents lay elsewhere.
She prefers swords, not books.
If you would dare to stand against us, to destroy all that we hold dear, then you shall die by my sword.
Let's finish this.
Alright then. Go after the healer. Then the bow girl, shield dude, the caster, and then the tank. There we go. Caster next. You're closer.
You shall fall soon enough.
Ah, you broke out the obsidian carbuncle this time. Must be a really special occasion. Alright, not a darkness. Not doing that. Oh, you're alive again. Time to kill you. Falling again.
No more games.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's basically just survive until cutscenes happen thing.
It ends now. What?
The chains!
You snake! You would betray us as well?
He that holdeth fast unto his convictions shall never count betrayal amongst his crimes, though all the world may call him villain. My path is unchanged, my creed sacrosanct. This I believe with all my heart. But say, warrior of darkness, and speak true, what dost thou believe? That rendering up the souls of thy world in service to the rejoining will grant it salvation? Nay.
By the 12! Oriange!
Of course.
Mine apologies, Master Alphino. That the brightest light might shine, duty did compel me to walk in darkest shade.
You sweet fool. I was almost willing to believe you had turned against us. I expect a full explanation when this is over. For now, may I assume you have turned your cloak for the last time?
Thou mayest, my lady. By thy leave.
No need to be overly dramatic about it.
Even odds, then. No matter. We'll crush the lot of you in one fell swoop!
Understood.
Hearken to me. We only have one chance. Channel your ether into my blade that I might strike before the mage casts his spell. I cannot do it alone, but together we can defeat them.
If you say so.
Make ready! They come!
They should make a PvP mode based on, this duty. I think that would be very interesting. I know there's a crystalline conflict, but I think this would actually be a pretty, compelling thing.
I must have more ether.
Alright. Are.
The ether! It's not enough!
Oh, I have a cooldown. Okay. Going over here. Nope. Oh, okay. It'll tell me when. Do I have to wait? There we go. Oh god, he's coming after me again. Down again. There we go. What am I doing wrong? Oh, I was hitting the wrong thing. I'm a dumbass.
I can more.
Wow, I'm an idiot.
Hurry it up, neighbor! Crush you!
Oh god. Over here. There we go. Damn it! It's on me. There we go. Keep distracted. Okay.
"'Tis done. With this blade, I banish the darkness."
No. Not like this.
Whew. There we go.
Alize, are you hurt?
What does it look like?
A touch dizzy, but otherwise fine. Thank you.
And there you have it. Our friend is too stubborn to die.
We are far from finished.
You know,
Have
Thancred,
you
I'm standing
never
right here. You can
considered
just say
how
that
we
to my
came
face.
this world?
Crystals? You mean, like the Ascians?
Nope.
Just so. As the Ascians flee unto the rift twixt planes with crystals of darkness, so did these warriors come hither with crystals of light.
Eloquent, as always. Aye, like the Ascians, we too are beyond death. You cannot defeat that which is eternal.
Wait! Such methods as the Ascians employ require the renunciation of the flesh. You would have had to...
Oh. They're already dead, aren't they?
At long last, you see. To save our world, we gave our lives. We were just adventurers trying to make our way. An odd job here, a favor there. We never aspired to be warriors of light. But word of our deeds spread. And soon people were calling us heroes. They placed their hopes and dreams on our shoulders and bid us fight for all that was good and right. We fought. And we fought and we fought until there was no one left to fight. We won. And now our world is being erased from existence. We did everything right. Everything that was asked of us, and still it came to this. You of all people should understand. We will not falter. We brought our world to the brink of destruction, and now we must save it.
I've died before, Arbet. I'm not afraid to die again.
No matter how many times we fall, we must rise and carry on the fight for those we left behind.
To have known the depth of sorrow and embraced the highest sacrifice. Nonetheless, Master Louis-Soix, guide my hand, I pray you, as fate's thread spinneth upon this most capricious spindle. Quickly! Thou must needs invoke the power of thy crystal.
All right, I've got one of these too.
What is this place?
Oh yeah, this is your first time here.
Pain. Such sorrow.
I've been here a few times myself.
Oh, my dear children.
Looks beautiful, doesn't it?
It can't be.
Mother Heidelin, hearken unto your children's plea. From two worlds do we gather, and from two worlds do we offer a bounty of light. In this desperate hour we do beseech your intercession. We beg an audience with the word of the Mother, with your chosen Minfilia.
Your cries go not unheard, nor your sacrifices unnoticed. Though many are lost, there are those we can yet save, whom I can yet save.
Hi, Minfilia.
Minfilia.
Blessed children of the First, the light of your world hath grown blinding in its radiance.
but it is not yet absolute. I will hie me to your world, and there take unto myself the light which riseth even now to drown it, as darkness once did drown another.
Now you deign to answer our prayers? I will suffer this farce no longer!
As the Ascians must serve as instruments of Zodiark's will, so too must others carry out the will of Hydaelyn. But for the boon you have granted her, she has grown strong enough to set me free, that I might serve as her emissary. Your suffering, your sacrifice, your supplications, she has heard all. We will not let the first fall to light. Thank you, Urianger, for bringing everyone here. It fills my heart with joy to look upon the faces of my friends once more.
In taking you unto her bosom, I knew that Hydaelyn had bequeathed to you a sliver of her grace, granting you strength long sought. And in treating with the Ascians, I learnt of a star like unto our own, a doomed world of fallen heroes in whom I glimpsed ourselves, the first. Full long did I search for a means to save this world, concluding at the last that the answer lay in the power of blessed crystals. And thus did I labor to set light against dark. Yet I knew from the beginning that this salvation would not come without sacrifice. For the instrument of the first's deliverance would of necessity be required to journey thither, there to remain, mayhap forever.
You orchestrated all of this, not to save her, but to send her away!
One life for one world. Such was the bargain, and you the coin, though it were not mine to spend.
Kind of a dick move, Urianger.
Have we not walked together in the light of the crystal, and at her bidding borne witness to the joys and sorrows of this land? Each and every one of you knows my heart. If this be the price I must pay, I pay it gladly.
You would go alone, then?
My dearest Thancred, you who have ever watched over me, I am truly grateful for all you have done on my behalf, as would my father be. Your kindness, your compassion, your love. These are your gifts to me, and our gifts to them, forming a bond which transcends time and space.
Sometimes I forget you are not the child I once knew. Make me proud.
Long have I watched you from Hydaelyn's side, watched as you nurtured and kept safe the light of the dawn. The dark recesses of the world hide untold secrets and dangers. Thus do I entrust to you, Tupsimati. I pray you, Keep to the path, that you may never have need of it.
Ah, it's what's left of Louis Sua's staff.
Twould seem the power of our crystals is all but spent. Perhaps, if there is naught else to be done.
Hear me, servants of Hydaelyn. If you would have us place our trust in you, then I would ask a favor. Take us with you. Take us home. We were blind to the truth once, so I tell you this, as one fool to another. Light, dark, it doesn't matter. What matters is how you choose to use them. We made our choice and you see what came of it, so please, forge a different path. Seize a better fate.
Tis a strange feeling. So many times have I watched you depart, my heart filled with worry. And ever did you return to me in triumph. Someday, when I have found a way to free this star from her sorrow, I promise you I shall repay the favor.
See that you do. God, I hope everything works out for them on the first. It'd be great if they could actually stop the flood of life from happening. Well, time to start worrying about the source then.
Thank you, Lemmy, for everything.
Ouch. It would seem we're in Southern Thanalin again. And Philly is doing, no doubt. May the 12 speed her on her way, and the Warriors of Darkness too. I cannot help but wonder what awaits those wayward souls. If they gave their lives in order to travel to the source, then in returning to the forest, would they not? But mayhap that was their wish. An ending to mark a new beginning. Forgive me, my thoughts were elsewhere. And this is when I know full well there's yet work to be done. The crystals. Leave them to me. I will go back to Zaharak and secure them. The Imalja will still be in disarray after the thrashing the Warriors of Darkness gave them, but they are not like to notice a lone bard sulking about. But Thancred, you don't have to do this, I know, but I want to. I will see you at the Rising Stones. I should go and find Yida and Papalymo. They must have finished searching the Mask's camp by now. Not that it matters anymore. Speak thy mind, I do not expect thy forgiveness. You must be tired, Throat. I know I am. If thou wilt permit me, my lady, I would ask a question. When didst thou become aware of mine independent pursuits? When I saw you meeting with the Warrior of Darkness and the Ascian and White at the Great Library. I tried not to think the worst. You've never been one to confide in others, so I knew that even were your intentions pure, you would not share your plans with us until you felt the time was right. But I cannot deny that a part of me feared you'd simply betrayed us. Would that there have been another way. Know that I took no pleasure in deceiving thee, and that these sins will forever weigh heavy on my heart. I understand why you did what you did, but that you but sought to achieve the greatest good while inflicting the least harm. Not many would have the courage to make that choice. But even knowing what came of your actions, I find that I cannot condone them. I'm sorry. Throat, forgive me, but I believe that the events of the day have taken their toll on me. I should like to rest for a while. If thou wilt grant me leave, I will gladly escort thee into a refuge of thine own choosing. Once my lady hath regained her strength, we shall join thee at the Rising Stones. Until then, Warrior of Light. Oh, I gotta talk to Papalymo. Oh yeah, I got a gift for him. So we leave the Warriors of Darkness to stop the light from washing over a world and causing the opposite of the world of darkness. For now, we have other matters to attend to. It would seem the Griffin's double was telling the truth. Insofar as we found nothing resembling a sizable cache of crystals in the masked camp, did you perchance find the one in Zanark? Actually, Zaharak. I don't believe it. The crystals, Minfilia, all of it. It's just, I don't know what it is. I sympathize, Ida. Even now, I struggle to comprehend that which I saw. The only thing I can say with any certainty is that I feel blessed to have been granted a final chance to speak with her. 'Twas bittersweet, aye, but also affirming. Alphino, I believe it is past time Ida and I rejoin the Scions. We have been away for far too long. Though I am loath to leave the Griffin to his own devices, I feel our investigation would benefit you from your more dispassionate perspectives. And I hope that we might, in turn, offer our own opinions on the many challenges that you have faced in our absence. Gods, it's been absolutely ages, hasn't it? I can't wait to hear about everyone's adventures. We should be glad to recount them, and Tataru's tales may well surprise you. Ida! Ida! Rogar be praised, it is you! Ida, alive and standing here before me, in the flesh! I can hardly believe my eyes! Oh, come now. Has it really been so long you don't remember me? It's Gundobald. I fought beside your father in the Revolution. Do not think less of her, friends. It's been 20 years since the occupation set us our separate ways, but the resistance were always welcome in Little Alamigo. They gave us hope, and young Yida most of all. Young Yida here was always full of ire, ever the first to volunteer for a mission, until the day she up and vanished, that is. There were rumors, and we feared the worst, but here you are, alive and well, looking nary a day older. What can I say? I'm sorry for running off like that and making you all worry. It's a long story, but you see, I got involved with my friends here, the Scions. Oh, sorry, we were still the Circle of Knowing back then. Right. Anyway, I wanted to come back and tell you, but it was all very secretive stuff and at the time, and as you can see, I'm completely fine. I know we've got a lot to talk about, and we will, but right now I've got to hurry back to our headquarters. My friends are expecting me. That seemed weird. Pray forgive me, it's been a very long day for us all. I promise we will visit again at the first opportunity. Let us return to the Rising Stones. That was odd. She got all flustered. Hells take me for giving you that mask. Well, back to the Rising Stones I go. You need to say a word, Throat. I know. I know. Wherever she wanders, no matter how far, she will always be with us. Welcome home, Throat. I trust your journey was uneventful. You will be pleased to hear that Thancred has secured the crystals. He sent word a short while ago. Once he's delivered them safely to the Temple Knight's care, he will rejoin us here, and we can declare this matter officially resolved. While awaiting your arrival, I took the opportunity to contact Stola and Kryl and brief them on all that has occurred. I also requested that they return to the Rising Stones at their earliest convenience. Now that our lost friends have been found, it would seem me to discuss the future. So I decided to start streaming at 5 today instead of 7 because just in case it took more than 3 hours to do this.
Back in the solar. It's
I
been
wouldn't
too
be
long since we
up
were all
and-
together
I
like
wouldn't be
this.
up until almost
Not since-
midnight.
Not since after Moonbreeder.
Much has changed since then. We ourselves, most of all.
Though not all who were lost could be gathered here today, we may take comfort in the knowledge that those who are not are carrying on the fight.
While I am grateful to our friends in the north for their hospitality, it isn't half good to be back.
But, as Papalima rightly said, much has changed since we last stood here. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are not as they once were, nor should we be. Our travels in the north brought us into contact with a host of fine and generous people, and their selfless deeds serve to show me that it is not lofty causes that should inform our actions, but our hearts. And I hope that the Scions might continue in this manner, as individuals driven by individual principles. Provided we all sincerely desire to work towards Eorzea's salvation, I believe the paths we follow to achieve it need not, and should not, be dictated by any single ideal.
Companions bound by a common purpose, free to go whither they will. The idea is not without merit. Very well. I shall resume my research of the primals and the elder gods of Eorzea. Should anyone have need of my findings, you need only ask. I should be glad of your continued assistance.
Well, my main purpose in coming here was to see the signs of the Seventh Dawn restored and my dear friend found. Nevertheless, having involved myself in your struggles, I feel compelled to see them through to the bitter end. For Minfilia's sake. That is, if there are no objections.
None whatsoever. Not for me, anyway.
You will always be welcome here, Kryl.
Urianger, can we trust you to carry on your investigation of the Ascians as before?
Regardless of mine own desires, I am undeserving of your trust, having so villainously deceived you all.
Now, I'll hear no more of that. It would be disrespectful of Minfilia's wishes. She entrusted matters here to us, that we might protect this star and understand the truth which hides at her heart. Mayhap I can handle the former, but I think you far better suited to the latter. No?
Very well. Then out of love for my Lady Minfilia and Moonbreeder both, this shall be my solemn charge.
Papalimo and I should probably return to Thanalan to keep an eye on the Resistance. There's still the matter of the Griffin and the Amalja, not to mention the new Imperial Viceroy. That little lot must be worthy of our attention, right?
And what will you do, Alize?
You know I have no great love for organizations and formalities. That being said, this new approach you propose is not wholly objectionable. And we've always got him to keep us from bickering.
What, me?
But I will suffer no titles. I am not here for House Leveilleur, nor to walk in Grandfather's shadow.
Upon that point, we see eye to eye. If it please you, you may think of me as but another comrade in arms.
Well then, Alfie, I, for my part, shall see to the paperwork and the finances with my characteristic aplomb.
I would not have it any other way, Tataru.
You know damn well without Tataru here to keep everything in order, we would fall apart.
And we mustn't forget you. What now for the Warrior of Light?
I'm gonna go to bed. What should I say? A new adventure, what else? The road goes ever on. Road goes ever on, till I find the next pair of ankles that deserve to be poked.
Indeed.
The path behind us was fraught with hardship, and the path before us will be no less unforgiving. But a new dawn shall break over the realm, and I see before me the faces of those who will deliver it.
Well, before we go our separate ways for now, look at them through. The silence of the seventh dawn, look how far we've come. The people we've met, the moments we've all shared, the losses we've suffered, tragedies we've overcome, all of it has made us who we are today. Where we go from here and what the future holds, only the 12 know. But I know that we will find out together. And one last cutscene.
One world's heroes are another world's villains. One world's loss, another world's gain. Where men go as one, there is life. And where there is life, my friends, If I may, I would ask that you entrust Tupsimati to me. Clouds gather upon the horizon, and as Master Louisoix's disciple, I would keep it close at hand.
Of course. There you go.
Thank you. I shall guard it well. There is cause to hope.
Oh, that's Papalimo. Narrating.
For every ending, every parting, marks a new beginning.
Well done, brother. You may resume your normal duties and rejoin the others. The coming battle shall be our greatest yet, and I intend to stand with you all on that glorious day. True believers are so readily led. I have given them everything they desired, all for which they have prayed. I doubt you can say the same for your pawns. Get what you wanted then? Was it worth it in the end? There were some unexpected developments, but they were ultimately to our advantage. Be it host to a surfeit of light or dark, a world bereft of equilibrium is but a void in waiting, and a void is no use to my master. I shall follow her emissary with great interest. As for the pawns, whom you so pity, they have delivered unto me a gift, which I do now present to you. Oh, good. There's Nidhogg's eyes. The eyes of Nidhogg. Many were the candidates considered, but by your deeds you have proven yourself the most deserving. They have to be kept on ice so they don't decay. A man of boundless rage and bottomless despair, in whose breast beats a heart which thirsts for vengeance. Only you are fit to wield these eyes, for weal or for woe. Had to deliver them on ice. You know, like transporting an organ for a transplant. The Cartano Flats? So it was here all along. Of course it's Nero. Oh, just you wait, my pretty. You and I are gonna have so much fun. There it is. All right. After 3.5 hours, I'm finally done with everything in patch 5.4 or 3.4. Jeez. All right. Well, Without further ado, thank you for watching YouTube, and take it easy. I'll see you later.